We open on a deep red desert landscape. As far as the eye can see, stretching over huge mountain cliffs to the east. And just out of sight, just the beginnings from this extended fog or the horizon line, some large, tall buildings. As we look down, we see at first almost a metallic looking creature moving at a steady pace forward, following what looks to be a line set before it. It's then we hear the heavy that echoes through the canyons. The Brasslight. A train that connects the northern Abravar commanding cities, moving through the deep, rich desert known as the Umber, and circling back from the southern free cities. We're going to start in the middle, in a town called Rustwater. We say town, it's not much to look at, but for some, it's home nevertheless. Sitting over a saloon sign, we see Rustwater with the R just slightly tilted off from a iron signpost. On the back of it, we can see etched into it, nothing grows here. We see the saloon doors open and a tall, very voluptuously full woman steps out, fanning herself, looking out along the horizon, shielding her eyes, walks back inside. We see a couple of folks pass by in large rancher-style hats, riding horses that look somewhat underfed. As we move from the camera away from the saloon, we move out to what can clearly be seen as the makeshift, almost shed-like appearance of what looks to be a stable house. Like everything else in Rustwater, it's certainly not much to look at, but it is large. As we move inside, we see, for as large as it is very empty. Two horses are currently stabled in. We can hear the sounds of a heavy thwacking metal sound hitting periodically and then pausing. We hear the as we can see just beyond the hallway, just a little bit past, an illumination of fire. The camera doesn't follow the door. It moves upward. To where the hay is stored. As we see crates that are maneuvered in a very precarious looking position. We see that there is boxes, flies, a huddle of blankets over to one side. We see the blankets shake a little bit. As there's a slight cough and a face is revealed. Jericho, could you describe your character for us?
You see the blanket shift over and thrown to the side. And what is unveiled is this 3'1" halfling. About 54, 50, mid-50s in age. Beard that's long and unkempt. Salt and pepper. A beard that looks like it's been worn through thick and thin. As he gets up, you see this shadow just sort of hitting half of his face, and he gets up and stretches. Notice the clothing that he's wearing. It'd be called rags if it wasn't on his back. Patched and full of holes, worn thin from labor that he's been doing around the stables in which he lives. And as he turns to face the camera, you notice that the right side of his face is melted, covering his eye. Then he walks away from his bed and starts his daily routine.
Jericho, as you start your daily routine, you have to climb down a very rickety ladder, and as soon as the sound of the ladder is heard, you hear the whinny and the of the horses.
No, I'll get to y'all. I'll get to y'all here in a second. Just let me get down this ladder. Let me. I'd have to get a normal sized ladder. Couldn't they find me one smaller? Slowly make my way down it. I'll get your food to you, Petunia. I promise I will. Just give me a moment. I'm still getting oil in these joints. We'll get there eventually. Come on.
Paws the ground. You hear a carriage go by as a figure comes to the door carrying the reins of his horse behind him, pushes through. Hi, Jerry?
Yeah. How can I help you?
Is Tim in?
No, I haven't seen him. Do you need me to pass some word to him?
Well, do me a favor. Just have him. Looked like my horse threw a shoe, and was wondering if I could just have him take a look at it. I know the boys working back there, but I'd just rather just wait for.
Mm-hmm.
It's my second horse, so I can last.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be, Jared?
Uh, how long do you need it done by?
Well, I mean, I guess I can take the day off today if he can get to it tomorrow.
Uh, um, Sorry, I don't actually know when he'll be able to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Stall 4 is open if you want to put him in there, and then I'll pass the word to Tim later on.
All right. All right. Yeah. Just tell him. Just tell him Jeb.
Mm-hmm.
Jeb's horse threw his shoe.
Yep, Jeb's second horse through a shoe. Yes, I'll let him know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And don't tell Eli.
Don't tell Eli.
Yeah. Don't tell him.
Why don't you? Yep.
Because
Okay.
he's like what, 13?
Yeah. I don't try to guess people's age. That gets you into trouble.
All right, Jerry, you're
Mm-hmm.
not one for conversation. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Stable 4, is that from the left or to the right?
Yes. Yep.
Jerry, is that on the left?
Mm-hmm. No, just find an open stable and put him in there. Yeah, that's
You got
fine.
me. You got me. Fine. All right. All right. Pushes the horse in. Jericho, you see this figure kind of, being very rough with the horse, just kind of very much treating it like property. And I would say in the span of time that you've been working in the stables here, I don't know if you would look at necessarily the horse as your friends, but there's definitely a little bit of just a little sting from that. All right, go into the fucking pen, man.
But I'll shut the door if you wanna go ahead and head out. I'll let Tim know that Jeb's second horse is here, and I won't tell Eli.
All right, because he's not getting in the. Is there something wrong with this pen?
There must be. I don't.
We'll get it fixed, Jerry.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'll walk them in if you want to go ahead and leave right now.
Yeah, because if I'm leaving, he's gonna follow me because he knows me.
I know. I'll take I'll take the reins if you'll. I got it from here, Tim. Thank you very much. We'll take care of your horse.
Jeb.
Jeb. Sorry, Jeb. I apologize. I didn't mean to get your name wrong.
All right. Well,
we'll have this sorted for you at lickety split.
okay. All right. Well, all right, Jerry. Have a good one. Good luck with it.
Thank you very much, Jeb. Thank you very much. And I'll watch for him to leave, and then as soon as he's out of sight and there's no one else around, I'll take the reins and cast Mage Hand and pet the top of the horse as I walk him into the stables to help calm him down.
The only correct way to use Mage Hand.
This whole campaign's about petting animals with Mage Hand now. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's Mage Hand, petting zoo, Brasslight.
5,000.
5,000. Yeah, you put the horse in, and you immediately notice that. I'll say, actually, Jericho, roll me an animal handling check. First roll of the campaign, guys.
Yep.
Make it a good one.
That's going to be an 11.
Okay, cool. With an 11, that is enough to notice that the horse immediately calms down in any sort of like show of affection. As you are able to pen it and give it some fresh grass, lay it down. As you continue your work.
As soon as I shut the gate, I just pick up a shovel and get right to it.
Give me a perception check, Jericho.
Okay, that's a 17.
17. Nice. With a 17, you hear the familiar sound of a small carriage pulling up. You know that this is the local blacksmith, Timothy. While I don't think Timothy has been anything but friendly towards you, in Jericho's kind of concept of maintaining communication, eye contact, God forbid, friendship, it's not ideal. What do you do?
How far away is the carriage from the door of the stable?
I'd say you hear it's just outside. So I'd say you got like a turn.
Jericho will run right to the door of the stable, and he'll crack it open. Tim, please, Tim, Mr. Tim. Tim, can you come here, please? Can you come here, please? Please come here.
Mr. Jericho, can I help you?
No, please. Do you mind coming here, Tim?
As Jericho is calling in a figure, there is a moment where the camera stays on Jericho and then slowly moves in through the crack of the door. As we see a very small one-man, one-horse carriage. And as we kind of come out from the wheels, we hear a very heavy as a figure steps down from the carriage. Timothy, would you please describe yourself?
Well, what you see before you is a Warforged. A very, very old Brassworks Warforged. Rust in a lot of places, sand in a lot of places, but still moving, still working.
As we look at Timothy, I have a couple of questions. Your current look about you, is there anything that is out as far as dangerous weaponry and armor? Or is it all just kind of tucked away? Where's your shield, that sort of thing?
The shield is put away. There's a gun on his hip. There's a sword in his sheath. Everything is put away.
Beautiful. Okay. Timothy, as you, I assume you come into the stables?
Jericho called for me.
Got it. As you walk in, Jericho, I'd like you to roll me. As you're calling Tim in, I'd like you to roll me an investigation check with advantage.
Ooh. Investigation. Okay. That's a nat 20.
Okay.
For a total of 21.
Well, anything below a nat 20, I would say hold on to that, and I'll tell you when that comes up. But with a nat 20, as you see Tim come in, Timothy, could you describe what condition your hands and clothes are in right now? Something that maybe Timothy doesn't even realize.
Well, probably not best to be in polite company right now. Maybe better suited to a butcher shop. As you see little bits of blood and what might be bodily fluids and parts that might be kind of kicked on different parts of him.
I'll ask Timothy. I'll ask Scott. Is it obvious, and Timothy just doesn't notice it, or is it seemingly like Timothy doesn't care?
More likely, Timothy doesn't care. He's going to go wash up and start his day.
You got it. Cool. So Jericho, as you call him in, very apparent he has. That is, I'll say with a nat 20. That's human blood.
Okay. Mr. Tim. You got
Mr. Jericho, I reckon I can help you, but you'd be needing to tell me what you need.
Yeah. You got red. You got red on you.
I look down. Yeah. Apparently I do.
Jeb, come around looking for a shoe for his horse. The second horse, he must not tell Eli, and I'm going to go by. And then I think
Jericho,
go ahead. Sorry.
I don't mean to frighten you, none. I mean you no harm.
Timothy, do you want to roll? Do you want to roll a? I don't know. I guess an investigation check or perception check to make sure you understood all that so quickly.
Sure. I got a 5. So all I heard was horse.
I think you heard Jeb and you heard horse.
Mr. Jericho, did you say something about Jeb? Because that fella, he's all hat, no cattle. Did he do something to one of his horses again?
Mr. Jeb's second horse threw his shoe, and he's a bee shooting himself before, and he just told him not to tell Eli.
Mr. Jericho, I think maybe I need to clean up, and come back. I'm gonna send Eli over. Maybe he can help.
It's in that moment you hear from across the hall a ting and a fuck.
Oh. Well, I'm burning daylight here. I'll be back later to see what I could do. Maybe I'll have Eli come over for a minute.
No! Don't tell Eli. Don't. No. Jeb said he'd be mighty upset if he told Eli.
Jericho, maybe just point to the issue.
Jericho points right to the horse that is Jeb's, and then he points right to his own shoe.
I got you. I'm fixing to take care of that issue later.
Okay, don't tell Eli, because I think Jeb will get onto me, and then my red will be all over Jeb.
You don't need to worry about Jeb.
I'm going to. Can I leave now? Can I leave?
I'll see you later, Mr. Jericho.
All right.
Tim, as you I'll ask, are you going to go get washed up, or are you going to go try to talk and find out what happened with Eli first?
I'm going to go wash up first because I don't need to scare Eli.
Right. I like it. Cool. Yeah. So I think as you're walking away, Timothy, you're aware that Jericho does not work for you. Jericho kind of actually really works for himself. You assume. I mean, you certainly don't pay him, but it seems like every conversation you've had with him, it's a very weird sort of like, very weird kind of like forced subservience. No matter what you do. He also, as noted, clearly does not seem to be a fan of extended communication.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I keep trying to make friends, and I keep failing.
You're saying that to yourself as you're washing the blood and guts off of your smock, your metal armor, and I just looked up to see how bad I got that. As you are pushing the well-watered spigot thing outside. I'd say after about actually, Jericho, you're going back to your chores. But I would say the pen that you're currently cleaning out is probably closer to the sort of like sort of large entrance facing the south. You hear a whoo. It's very far away, far in the distance, but you hear it echoing as you've often heard it for the past year. Do you look in that direction?
Yeah. I take a shovel full of stable, and then I look up and just sort of glance in that direction worriedly.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Oh my god. I promise you I'm not making this up. That's another nat 20.
It's another nat 20? Oh, baby,
Yeah.
I love it.
This dice is getting put aside for the rest of the night.
No. Keep it. Put it on a pedestal. You just see the glint of the Brasslight kind of coming off of the side. It is miles away still. But that shine, that reflection, can't help but miss. And then something else happens. Oh, sorry. As you're staring out, and you can see that sort of like weird sizzle of heat that shows the space between the air and the sand. It shimmers just below the horizon line. You see it, and you hear it. Past couple times it's happened, and it's been a long time since you've last heard it or saw it. But there's always a weird sort of shudder that happens just before it. Cheryl, you watch as the entire ground doesn't shake or tremble, but it's like it ripples out. And then just as quickly as it started, it stops.
Should have gotten up today. And just go right back to shoveling.
You got it. Timothy, you finish up cleaning and you head into your shop. That is absolutely trashed. Your young squire, as it were, in blacksmithing is talented, but I don't know. Lazy? That might not be the right word. Maybe just unorganized. As you see bits of metal and debris and nails and boxes in various corners, you notice there's horseshoes that are lined up in an order that you're sure he only knows what that means. Everything is in a little bit of a disarray as you see Eli holding his thumb in his mouth. Timothy.
Eli, you're burning daylight here. What's going on?
I would have cleaned up if I knew that you were. Hey, welcome back. Welcome home. This one was a little longer. Let me just get some, and you see him starting to kind of like try to clean up the area.
It's okay, Eli. I know you're working hard. What do you reckon you're gonna get done today?
Well, I think I've kind of finally figured out how to make the horseshoes, but I haven't really been able to get a horse to nail them into them yet. You sure I gotta nail them into it? Just on Kiki's head.
Eli, okay. We're gonna actually. There's a farrier in town now, so we're gonna give him that job.
A what?
A farrier. They are the people that takes the horseshoes that we make and attaches them to the horse. That way, you
Thought those were people on boats.
Oh, a farrier.
One
Come
that
on,
ferries.
Eli. Oh boy, getting good help around here is as scarce as, well, a hen's teeth.
Okay,
Come on,
all right,
Eli.
yeah, all right. Farrier does horseshoes and boats. Got it.
Yeah. Eli, I need you to concentrate on just making good horseshoes. Now, apparently, Jeb, well, I don't know what he did with his horse, but his horse lost a shoe, so we're going to need to take care of that today. You reckon you can finish that today?
Me?
All
yeah.
I need you to do is make the horseshoe,
Okay.
call the farrier in town. He's new. Send him over and have him fix that up.
We're like so far from any water.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll do it. I'll ask him. Okay. Anyway, Trip, good? Anything you need me to help, unload?
This trip was a little light. This trip was unfortunately light. Nothing to
Oh,
unload today.
okay. All right.
Why don't we look over what we have to do in the shop, and maybe I'll give you a hand. It looks like you're having a problem over there,
Yeah.
and points.
Yeah. Hey, they're signing it today. The Accords, the Rustwater Accords. So we'll all get, some more money to throw around. Well, I mean the Wranglers will. But
I reckon
yeah,
that's a good thing.
yeah, they're having a judge come down here from Vracia and everything. Judge Steele. Do you think
Okay.
that's his name, or do you think he's like?
Hmm. I don't know.
Like you hate
like
me using the B word.
Uh, um, I, Eli, I don't know. I haven't seen too many of, well, me.
Are you saying you, or are you saying Brassborn? Because I know you don't
You
consider
said the
yourself.
B word. I told you I don't
I-
like when you use the B word.
I wasn't saying it in reference to you. I was just saying,
You call
okay,
me
so don't say it at
Tim,
all in here.
Timothy. Hmm.
Listen, man, I get cooped up in here. It's just me. I'm only like an 18-year-old boy.
Eli, I understand.
Man.
I
Oh,
understand.
man.
I get it. And you're not 18 yet. You're almost 17. We're gonna have your birthday soon.
I never should have showed you, man. How do you remember that? Is that a is that a thing
my
that
roof,
you can do?
Yes, I can remember your birthday.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well, you know what? Let's finish up then. Let's work hard, and then we can go to the signing, because that sounds like it should be interesting.
does it? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Could be. Judge Steele. I'm just saying. It's right there. All right. And you go continuing to work on making sure that Eli can make a decent horseshoe. We are now going to cut over to the Rustwater Saloon. It has a specific name. Let me find it real quick. I'll find it later. Sorry, guys. Oh, wait.
New campaign, new problems.
That's right. It is the Dust Bowl. So, as we come back to the saloon where we started, looking at a sign that is inscribed in wood over it that says the Dust Bowl, we see the saloon doors actually seem to move in from the camera view and slides back and forth as we see a number of figures here. We see there is a woman that is that we had seen at the beginning of the campaign, off the shoulder sort of dress, kind of slightly aged face, white hair, and you notice that she's wearing long gloves all the way up both arms, as she is currently cleaning a countertop. You see over in the corner there is a fire roaring, which is weird for this time of day, but not here. As we see just the top head of what looks to be somewhat overweight gentleman that is sitting there with his, with a, what we can see a large crutch leaning on the armchair that he's sitting in. And we see a face that almost seems to glow a brighter gold, or I guess we should say blue, in comparison to all of the browns and reds that are around, as we see her sitting at the very end of the bar. Ophelia, could you please describe yourself?
Sure. Ophelia is a woman in her mid-20s, average height, average build. She is very pretty. She has bright blue eyes. She has blonde hair that's up like Gibson girl style. She's wearing a Victorian style dress that is perfectly tailored in all shades of blue. Since it's a Wild West dusty town, the front of the dress does split in the front, where she has some black riding breeches and some sturdy black boots. She, as far as accessories go, she has a blue silk scarf around her neck that matches her eyes, and it has a silver brooch right there that fastens it. It has a little sapphire in the back, and it's shaped like a spider. And she also has a leather bag with her that she wears either across her body or around her waist. And it's leather, and the strap is a tooled leather. From far away, it looks like a delicate lace pattern. But if you're up close, you'll notice that it's spider webs.
Beautiful. Ophelia, as you're sitting at the corner of the bar, the owner here, assumedly, is cleaning the counter, but has not quite met your gaze yet. I would say you probably just kind of came down here, and also notably, Ophelia, you are currently living here, correct? How long have you been living in the Dust Bowl?
Almost 3 weeks. 3
weeks.
very long weeks.
And what has Ophelia been doing in general over the past 3 weeks?
She's been setting up her communication networks, and she's supposed to be keeping her ear on the ground of what's going on here in the South. So that's taken up a lot of time, making sure she has the right people around her, bringing her information. She's been making sure she meets people all around town, so they get to know her face and build up some trust. And overall, just being very impatient and doing a lot of research, a lot of writing in her notebook, trying to make some plans for the future.
Okay. I hate to do this to you for your first roll, but I'm going to actually have you roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
So this is how the campaign's going. The persuasion
Yes.
is a 14.
Okay, not bad. Over the course of your time staying here, the tavern owner, Vera, has started out being pretty cold to you. You got the feeling of Little Miss Thing walking in here. Giving the look and basic persona of Vera, you've gotten the idea that the saloon probably was more than a saloon at one point in time. She definitely gives the sort of like madam vibes. But since then, you've noticed, as far as people that walk in and out, they seem to be just the normal townsfolks, a couple of barflies, but for the most part, people that seem to kind of walk in and out before work, and you could probably count them on 2 hands over the course of the day that you've the days that you've spent time here. So, in your perspective, not the most lucrative business. However, one interesting thing, and I'll say as we're mentioning this, we actually hear it starting to, we hear a sort of weird sort of ticking sound from behind the bar, followed by what sounds like a small generator running. This like, as Vera looks down, looks back up, and continues cleaning as if nothing has happened. Ophelia, roll me a history check with advantage.
It's only a 5.
Okay. Over the course of the several days, you might have heard this gone off a couple times, right about this time of day. You're not necessarily aware of what it is just yet, but as Vera is cleaning the counter, there is a very like the tiniest sort of like ding sound, and you see Vera at this point in time actually spending the time to kind of really try to focus on it. You see Vera kind of reach under the table and pull out what looks to be a newspaper. Well, shit. Looks like that law is for sure passed, Missy. And for the first time, Vera talks to you first. How do you respond?
I knew that was coming. Can I see the paper?
Just kind of drops it right in front of you. Also, here's Vera. Sorry, I forgot to do that. As you look at it, you notice right on the center, the Property Rights Act has passed. Ophelia, you are aware of the reasoning of the, not in no way friendship, but maybe the reasons of conversation starting with you. You're recognizing why Vera might be the one to have handed that to you. As specifically, it states in so eloquent of terms that females of all different species are not to worry about having to handle the difficulties of things like property ownership. This has come down the pipeline starting from the High Chancellor and has been signed off as you already knew it would be. Much, much earlier than since receiving this paper. You also notice, so actually go ahead and give me a investigation check.
$17.
17, nice. You also notice at the bottom, you see there is a small column of an article that is written by the by someone named Evie Smith. That is an opinion, basically an opinion article that says, "Can we really trust the South?" Doing a quick sort of glance to it, you notice it is very much a very hidden jab at the concepts of figures that are involving what would eventually become the upcoming election. Looking at this as possibly maybe the beginnings of some sort of, not necessarily smear piece, but kind of undermining a little bit of Carrion, right? No, that's his name. Reed. Cassian. Yeah.
Cassian.
Of Cassian Reed's possible candidacy. As you take some time to read through it, I imagine as your eyes look up, you see Vera kind of matching yours in silent waiting for your judgment.
Well, we're a long way from Vrasia. What do you think you're gonna do if they come for the saloon?
Oh, honey, I'm going to be the last of their worries around here. They're looking about businesses that actually make money. But if they do come, kind of like looks over in the corner to the person in the armchair that is facing away towards the fire. But don't need to worry. She takes off her long sleeve, and you see that she has a mechanical arm.
Ooh.
It's got me out of a scuffle or two.
I bet it has.
All right, I'll bite. You've been here for 3 weeks. Gotta know the story. Why are you here?
I'm here because my father asked me to be here. We've got some business down here that he wants me to take care of. And maybe wants me out of the way. So.
Pours a drink, slides it over to you. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. I hear that, sister. You know, best place for you is in the Umber here. You know, we actually... That or the free cities to the south, but we're a little bit more... I don't know what you want to call it now. I used to be able to call it progressive. I don't know. Well, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well. It's all right. We can stay here. We can take care of business. And I'm happy to keep supporting yours. And if I could have some tea to pour the shot into, it would be much appreciated.
Fair enough. You like to hide the taste, I understand. Once you get to my age, you won't, though. Pours some water into a pot, and then goes, Kenny, you wanna take this over to the stove, or are you just gonna sit there? No response. Yeah, I figured. I'll be right back. You see Vera kind of walk to the back. As you are sitting there waiting, you hear the saloon doors open. As a figure walks in, shrouded in the sunlight, is passing through. We see an old figure, but distinguished. Rasa, would you please describe yourself?
Rasa is a old, kind of gruff-looking cowboy. He's always got like a tan duster and a tan hat on that's pretty well worn. He'll usually doesn't carry his rifle all the time. You know, if he's got a horse, it'll be on the horse or he'll lean it up against the building, but he'll never forget it. And on him, you'll see like a machete, which is majority tool, but in a pinch, he'll use as a weapon if needed. Just big gray beard and like distinguishing yellow eyes, which would be a normal.
I would venture a guess that, Ophelia, you might have seen Rasa in passing, of like maybe coming in and out of the bar, but not staying very long. Definitely not someone who, and correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely not someone who really overstays his welcome in any way, especially involving like heavy amounts of talk, even when there is talk amongst something that you're hearing called the Rustwater Accords. Rasa, as you walk in, you see Kenneth Miller, who is a man that spends most of his time right there in that armchair. He is he likes to say he's retired, but the reality is that that Vera just kind of just takes care of him. Has been here for as long as you can remember. And typically doesn't really talk much unless asked about unless someone says, Kenneth, tell us a story. He's a little... What's the word I'm looking for? What's less than strange? Eccentric.
Eccentric.
Yeah, he's a little eccentric. You see Ophelia, who is holding a glass of whiskey. It's 11 in the morning, and you do not see Vera, which is odd.
Good morning. Any idea where Vera is?
Buzzard's got her.
Oh, come on now, Kenneth. I don't need no
Tell
strange stories out of you today.
Ever since they put that machine up there, we've had people leaving left and right, and I'm telling you, it is buzzards. They hear the sound from the machine that's up on the pole outside because they're watching us.
Kenneth, you've been here as long as I have. You know people just don't like this place, and they leave.
Yeah, they're watching us.
If you say so, Kenneth.
Do you walk up to the bar?
Yeah, I'll walk up. Boy, you're in your ace high tonight, miss.
She looks over at Raza. Sir? I don't think we've met, have we?
I think I've just been around. I don't know that we've been officially introduced, but my name is Rasa.
She holds out her hand. Ophelia.
I'll shake her real quick, gently. You know where Vera is right now?
She's actually in back making me some tea to go with the whiskey.
Yeah, it's quite the combo in the morning, but I understand.
How about you? You in here for a early morning drink?
I was just gonna grab some Adam's ale real quick and head back out to the pits.
The pits. So you're Emberback, what are they, Wranglers? Is that what they call you?
Wrangler, yeah. I mean, I don't work out there now. I'm just kind of out there looking around, seeing what my next adventure is going to be out in the desert.
Mysterious.
You see Kenneth, who I do have the picture for, I don't know where it went. But Kenneth kind of actually turns in his seat, his belly hanging a little bit over the arm. She goes, "You don't know who that is? That's Rasa the Hunter. He's a queen getter. Tell him, Rasa. Tell him about all the queens you get."
I don't know if this is...
Getter?
Yeah, I don't know if this lady here can stand the stories that I tell about capturing these queens or not.
I've seen him shoot a bug 5 miles away.
It's gruesome sometimes.
Shot it right out of the sky. Right in front of my face.
Was it watching you?
The bug? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's very impressive, Rasa.
You know, these things happen. Try enough times, sometimes you pull off something heroic.
You say so.
Rasa, can you get
Well, you-
the paper?
Yeah, absolutely, Kenneth.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
It's back a seat.
grab some like water. I'm gonna walk behind the counter and grab some water for the two of us. Me and Kenneth.
Rasa, yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check, please.
All right, that's a lovely 8.
8. Beautiful. One thing you notice with looking at Ophelia is money. That's interesting. But essentially that means that she's temporary. You've been here a long time. Making niceties, making friends even is all well and good, but the reality is that people of her class don't tend to stay here long. Looking at the paper, you can't help but notice the headline about the property rights. Rasa, do you think you're aware of what's going on?
I think so. I mean, I think there would just be chatter about it.
Cool, you got it. So yeah, I think you notice that just like right next to Ophelia's drink, you notice that reading that upside down, you see the property rights thing.
Well, it looks like women are losing their rights around here. You upset about that?
It doesn't feel great, Raza. No. What do you think?
I think you give it any more time, and we'll all lose our rights to those corporate people up there in Veracia.
Here. I don't have anything to drink. Rasa.
Yeah, here's your water, Kenneth.
Vera. You give Kenneth a drink and then kind of walk back. There's a point where like Kenneth is far away enough that it's awkward even if he wasn't a little crazy. Like it's like he's like in the other room but the door's wide open. It's that level. So I think you not wanting to be rude, you hand Kenneth his water and then go back to Ophelia.
Yeah, I definitely want to take care of him. He's the priority if he has a need.
Yeah. He's fine. He's just watching the fire.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about it, Kenneth. You're old enough. I probably won't have to worry about it myself either.
Oh, yeah. As today?
Sorry, what was that?
Is it today, the Accords?
I think it is. So we'll stop
All
by
right.
and see what Judge Steele's got to say.
Well, I'll tell Vera to go get my gun, just in case it goes south.
I don't know if we need to go straight to that, but I'll be right there with you if things happen poorly.
All right. Well, you have your gun. If you want to have your gun, you can just hold on to my gun because I gotta walk over there, and it's hard walking.
I'll do enough shooting for the two of us. Don't you worry, Kenneth.
All right. Just make sure you got plenty of bullets because I'm gonna put one right through Judge Steele's eyes.
Don't worry. Timothy makes me as many as I want.
Do you think Steele's his name or?
I don't think you can trust a damn thing they say. All lies.
Yeah. He's probably already here.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe we
us.
could go rough him up a little bit. Do a little persuading.
Well, I mean, if he says yes, then I don't know. But yeah, I could go do that. You want to go do that right now?
No, let's see what he's got to say first, and we'll figure out a plan afterwards.
All right. Vera! Vera comes back at this moment and has the pot of tea that she pours into this Is this dangerous? It probably is. Pours into the same whiskey glass. There you go. Just just put a tea
Ophelia
leaf
back
in that.
up. Yeah.
And goes and walks over. Roll. Nope, it's fine. It is probably more warm than hot. As she kind of like walks over to tend to Kenneth, what do you want?
In her notebook, Ophelia writes tea set on the shopping list.
Beautiful.
Flag.
Yeah, Rasa, you notice her writing something now?
You keep a journal of everything you do around here?
Most things. I was going to ask if you were in town for the Accords. Is that why you're here?
I think just about everybody is. You can certainly join us if you'd like.
Where is this magistrate coming from? I assume it's a magistrate, Judge Steele.
I believe he's coming straight from Veracia, right off the Iron Horse.
By himself?
Oh, I doubt he comes here without protection.
About what time?
A couple hours, I'm assuming? Or is this like happening real soon?
Yeah, I'd say probably maybe like 3 o'clock.
Okay, and it's 11. Yeah, a couple hours here. We'll see what he's got to say. Hopefully it's good news, or else there might be riots around here. Town's been strained as it is.
Yeah, I was planning on making myself pretty scarce around 3 p.m. Did you help write what's in it? I don't think I've actually seen a copy.
Oh no, that's for more learned people than myself to write those laws, but my life's dependent on it.
Rasa, roll me an insight check.
$18.
What did that mean? Why does she want to make herself scarce during that? Everything has been speculation so far. The assumption is they would understand. It was well written. It's a need, and it's one hand washing the other in the long run.
Yeah, why are you trying to skip out of town here? You worried things aren't going to go to plan?
You're asking the North for more money. You're asking them for more leverage over a product they need.
Well, if we don't give it to them, their city shuts down. So I think they ought to concede this.
What makes you think they won't take it?
What, and those soft-footeds come down here and live in the desert? I don't think so. They're not tough enough to come out here.
I'm down here.
Yeah,
I
you
seem to
working
be
in
alive and well.
you working in the pits? No, you just hanging out here in the saloon, drinking whiskey all day.
Okay. Well, you know what? I hope it goes really well. Because you do deserve it.
Damn right.
Vera comes over at this point and goes, Rasa, you harassing my one customer?
Yeah, you ain't gonna go broke over this. You're already broke.
I was gonna, yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Oh, what'll it be, sir?
Just give me a corn juice. I'm getting fired up over here.
You got it. You see her go and make the drink. As that happens, actually, no, I'll have Ryan roll. Ryan, roll me a d20. Roll me a luck check.
Alright, just a 7.
Okay. You see the saloon doors swing open as you see a small figure, human but young and short, probably even for his age. Boy who is panting. Rasa, you immediately recognize him as Billy, someone who is basically attributing to making sure the weapons and tools are cleaned and prepared for the Wranglers. He is also probably the youngest and therefore the fastest. As you see him kind of come in and just burst through.
Well, what's wrong, Billy?
Brian. He's not coming out. He's not coming out. Ross, we gotta go get
Not coming out of what, Billy?
Nah. The pits. They got him. Rasa, they got him. Come on. And goes and rushes out.
Okay, yeah, I'll rush out, follow with him.
Got it. Ophelia, roll me a insight or perception check, your choice.
It's a 13.
13. For which one?
Oh, perception.
Okay. With a 13, as you see Billy come running in, Billy was a mound of sweat and desert. Looking at Rasa when he came in, he looked somewhat cleaner, but not by much. Ophelia, you've never really understood what the concept of the pits really meant. You got the idea of like, yeah, okay, the Emberback Wranglers get the ignite from the pits, which is where the Emberbacks are, and then that goes to the depot. The depot holds on to it. The Brasslight takes it and brings it to Madura. What do you think Ophelia's thoughts are now? Is there anything that's been changed in that? Or I'll say, what's on Ophelia's mind?
I think, being here for 3 weeks, seeing how people live, seeing a young boy like that. Sadness, obviously, but sympathy that I don't think she had before she came down here. Not necessarily because she, actively, didn't care, but she just never thought about it before. And knowing that they've, it's condescending, but this cute little Rustwater Accords that they've written themselves to Veracia, I think if she'd heard about that before she came down here, it just would have been an eye roll and move on with your day. You know how that's gonna turn out. But she's rooting for them now, even if she knows that it's not gonna do anything, and it's probably gonna get worse down here because of it.
You hear another sound that interrupts your thoughts as there's a ding. Oh, shit. You see Vera reach under the counter and start yelling, "No, stop! No!" As you see her come up with the shredded remains of another newspaper. I just wanted what we only can get. And then you hear a very robotic sound that says, Please place 2 silver to receive tomorrow's paper.
When
I
I
need the
do,
rent money,
I hear
dude.
that.
Yeah, you hear that. And you see Vera come too. I need today's rent, dear.
Not a problem. And I didn't realize I could be getting the newspaper delivered to me. Can I give you the 2 silver as well? Just add it to the bill?
You want your own paper?
I'd kind of like you to have one too. With everything that's going on, it'd be nice to be able to talk to someone about the world's affairs. And you do seem like a very smart woman, Vera.
Well, it's a little la-di-da to have every townsfolk get their own paper. Usually they just come in here and read it, but yeah, that's fine. You can tell she's in a state of frustrated embarrassment. But I'll need at least the 2 silver now.
Done. And she hands over whatever she owes. Actually, can I just pay for the week? Do we have to do this every day?
Roll me a persuasion check.
$17.
17. First off, Ophelia, it is a single silver to spend the night here. So the fact that it's 2 silver to secure a single newspaper is insane. That's not how Madura or Vracia get their paper. They don't have to rely on these machines. They're factories that make them and then send them out. You're actually not entirely sure how that happens, but it's definitely cheaper than that.
Yeah, if I could look over the bar to see that machine, would be great. And I tell Vera, I've never seen that before. It just magically appears, the newspaper.
Oh no, that's why they had the that pole put in out front. They had a hole wired in the ground. I said, like, honey, this is Emberback country. Like that, anything underground is gonna get ripped up. But all right. But that's how they planned on doing things now because of the future. Granted, I didn't have to pay so much for the future before.
Honestly, I'm gonna probably be here for a little while. And I think this machine's gonna be one of my only big sources of information up north. So anything at all you need to keep this going, you let me know. I'll take care of it. This is a huge favor to me.
What was your persuasion check?
17.
Nice. You're more than those pretty shoes, aren't you, Ophelia?
I think we could be pretty good friends, Vera. Especially with that robotic arm. I'd like to hear the story behind that.
Shut up. Hey, Kenneth does not know about that. Takes the money, puts it in, and goes back to talking, but the sound seems to start to cut out as it fades back. As we move not only from the Dust Bowl, but from Rustwater. Yes, we move out and away from Rustwater, further south. To the pinnacle of progress. The most beautiful invention that Abravar has yet to make, at least according to most. We see, for the first time, the Brasslight. A train engine that works very typically to how you would see your typical sort of steam engine train, but running a little bit faster. As it moves along, we can hear the heavy as we see a bunch of oh my gosh, desert birds.
Vultures.
Vultures, thank you. We see some vultures immediately flapping their wings off of the rails. As we move through, seeing this massive train going, jettisoning forward faster than anything Astera has ever seen. We move out to an incredibly loud room, the engine room, as we see a figure that is leaning over the side of the open window of the train, looking out and then proceeding to shut the door. Okay, so what was it that you needed to talk to me about? Actually, hold on. You see this figure turn and lift another lever as a large kind of robotic arm seems to scoop up into a pit of what we cannot see and moves it forward into a vent. From there, we hear, instead of a like catching fire sort of moment, we hear this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, supposed to close your ears on that. Okay. So I'm so sorry. I forgot again. What was your name? And Blair, could you please describe your character to us?
Blair is a tabaxi, but she has a lot of human features because she's half. She has very big pointed ears and little stripes on her face with freckles. She has a big, long, poofy tail and long brown hair that kind of matches both the ears and tails, wearing probably the fanciest clothes she has ever worn, and had to pay for the uniform, which was a lot.
Of course.
And they didn't even have it to have a tail hole, so she had to do that herself. And you can hear a little clinking on her back for something later.
Is it Blair? Blair. Right. Okay. All right. So Blair. So this is the last time I'm going to be able to show you this engine room. This is not some place that you'll actually be able to go to as we're continuing forward. Understood?
Yeah, I understand, but I was told there may be some room to
What?
hire my position to maybe the engine room. That's the whole deal of getting this job.
Yeah. We could talk about that. You know, as far as getting this job, you're aware that like this is an opportunity, we'll say, for everybody.
Really?
I'm just calling it like it is. It's just you and me in here.
Then you don't have to sugarcoat it. I completely understand the only reason I was hired, so don't sugarcoat it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. The engine room would kind of make the most sense, but apparently that's kind of a little bit more important than asking for tickets. So, again, this is kind of the last time I'll be able to show you this, but this is the engine room. And there was something that you wanted to ask me about the person that we said could ride along with you.
Yeah, I know I'm pushing a lot of buttons doing this. I didn't. You know, when you have a family member and you
What?
have to. It's a family thing. I didn't even want him to come, but he pulled the, like, I haven't seen you in a long time sibling thing. Is it
Wait, hold on. I can't stop the train. Wait. Family?
my older brother?
What side?
Really?
You said don't sugarcoat it.
My father's side, Tabaxi.
Okay.
He will stay in the staff rooms. He will not get in trouble if I will not let him go near any of the other cars.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just do that. I don't
Thank you.
Do you yeah, he's like the meal prep is fine for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. Well, that's kind of the whole tour. So now just initially just because we just passed Providence, we want to kind of basically just walk through and just make sure anybody who seems a little well, you said not to sugarcoat it. Anybody who seems out of place, it's always okay to ask to see their ticket. Okay, just say that's part of the job. Cody 1 and Cody 2, you'll hear them do that, and even though, you know, they're Brassborn, it's still kind of important.
All right.
Okay? And then, so we're going to make a stop at Rustwater to stock up and let some of the passengers off. Any questions?
How long will we be in Rustwater exactly?
What?
How long will we be in Rustwater?
Oh, only for a few minutes. 10 minutes. We're not
All
picking
right.
anyone up because it's Rustwater.
Well, yeah, I've heard the stories.
Okay.
Like, I grew up in a small town, and even that is bigger in comparison.
Okay. That's great. Any questions pertaining to your job?
Even if someone is like you or a high dignitary, I can ask for their ticket?
Yep. That's the rules on the Brasslight. They pay attention to the emblem on the hat, so don't lose that.
All right.
Okay. Well, you can take it from here, Brer. I'm going to stay up here and just make sure everything's good up here for a minute. And then once Cody 1 comes in, I'll come out and just check in on you. Never mind. What's their name?
My brother?
Yep.
Leo.
Really?
Yes. My whole family has traditional Tabaxi names.
Okay. That's good. That's I didn't know. That's good crossword puzzle trivia. Thank you. All right, you can
Her
go
tail
now.
is just doing this.
All right, you can go. Just go along the path, and just smile and smile no matter what you're asked. If you're asked for their tickets, fine. Just make sure you're smiling. We're all supposed to be smiling to the passengers. You want to practice now? Okay. Well, got to make sure we put that on the job interview next time. Okay. Cool. Well, you'll be fine. Good luck.
He pulls out a pocket watch and looks at the time.
Pulls out his pocket watch and looks at the time as well as you do that. And do you head back?
Yeah, I don't want to be in this room anymore.
Of course, absolutely, I agree. As you head back, the first boxcar you get to is the staff cart. It's not popping up. As you see, there is because it's somewhat all hands on deck right now. You see no one but your brother, whom we will add in here in a second. I don't know why he didn't pop up. You say anything to your brother?
Leo, I told you to wait in the car. You're not supposed to be wandering around.
I'm in the car. Stupid.
Like in the doorway, not leaning in the hallway.
I'm just looking back there at all the...
Leo, I had to pull so many strings, and this is my first day.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Like, whatever it is you need to do, whatever this is, my familiar obligation to you is done.
What do you mean what I need to do? I just wanted to go on a trip with my sister, that's all. Is that too much to ask?
We haven't seen each other in 11 years. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, and whose fault is that, Blair?
Oh gods, not this again.
Yeah, you forget where you come from? That
No,
pocket watch
I
looks
was-
mighty shiny.
Because I worked hard for it, unlike you and all our other siblings who just want to sit in the middle of nowhere and do the same thing. I went and did something a little bit better, and I'm trying to get a little bit better.
What do you think I'm...
Have you read the paper today? At all?
Oh, I see. Okay. So, because I haven't read the paper, then I'm a dumb shit. That's what you're saying?
No. If the law passes like it says, Dessa and Tabby are not getting anything. It's going straight to you now.
That's not going to matter for tabaxis.
I think it's going to matter for anyone who's in this area or by the laws of Abravar.
They'll just say they're boys.
Really? Dessa would say that? Tabby, I doubt would give a shit, but Dessa, really?
I mean, if their inheritance depended upon it.
Well, like I said, I haven't seen them in 11 years, so maybe they have completely changed both their personalities.
Oh, no, they haven't.
Okay. Just stay in this car, please. That's all I'll ask.
All right. Where are we?
And God, I was just getting so... I knew it was going to be like this with some of the bosses, but in a province... DM, what was the province he said?
You just left Providence.
We just left Providence, but we're headed to Restwater for a few hours. Not even hours, just a few minutes.
How long till Varisha?
What do you want to go to Varisha for?
I don't know. I'm trying to maybe make something of myself, maybe? What do you care what I want?
It's not that I don't care, I'm actually indifferent to the whole thing. But if it's going to affect me, I would like to know.
Well, if you're asking for yourself, I'm planning on becoming the next High Chancellor.
Right.
That was a joke, so you stop asking me dumb questions.
Yeah. Okay, Leo. Do what you want to do. I'm not mom.
No, you
Just
most certainly
don't-
are not.
Ugh. Just stay in the car. Stay out of my way. Do whatever the hell you want to do. I don't care. Just leave me out of it.
Great. This has been a great family reunion. I appreciate it. And you leave the cart. As you leave the cart, is there a moment that that Blair goes from like full like anger, annoyance, like family sort of thing of like immediate smile as you go into the passenger cart?
Yeah, I think it's after that, like, flipping off, she turns around and goes, customer service face, and goes,
Beautiful. Awesome.
but that tail's still wagging, like cats do when they're annoyed.
You got it. Cool. So you start kind of checking in, looking at heads, kind of just going back and forth, just kind of counting people out, and just kind of sizing them up a little bit, but also trying to do so with a smile. Checking in if anybody needs anything. I would like you to give me an investigation check.
That's pretty good. That's going to be a 23.
23. Cool. With a 23, as you're looking through the passengers, you notice an old woman kind of like knitting something. You can see that she definitely has that like old money sort of look as she's looking at, and she looks up at you, and you see these gigantic, like, you like taken aback sort of eyes with how big they are underneath these spectacles that she has. She gives you a soft smile, and you kind of like size that person up of like, not a problem. And then you look directly across from her, and you see a figure fully decked out in armor with white hair. I would like Lysandra to describe themselves, please.
Yeah, so you see stark white hair on a face that is clearly young, quite young, in fact. Freckles, silver eyes, but you don't see the eyes right now, as I imagine she's kind of slumped back, like against the window, napping. You can see the hilt of a sword, a very ornately decorated sword with hints of blue, some kind of strange blue metal and dark silver over one shoulder. She has dark silver-plated armor with the leather under armor and this thick white scarf around her neck. And if you approach and come around the side, you'll see she's kind of resting in the seat in front of her with her hands on top of it is this big shield that has a black starburst with dark blue moons on it. And she's just napping in her armor. She's also, it's hard to tell because she's sitting, but she's disproportionate to the average height you would expect most women to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blair, upon seeing that, there's a moment of like looking at like everything looks shiny and new, but why is there a knight on this train? Like a knight from like storybooks knight. If there ever was a red flag, it would be this one.
Blair's just looking at it for a second and then Seeing she's asleep, she's gonna like tap her claw on the armor to make a ding ding sound.
Mm,
Oh, she's asleep. That's the woman across the hall.
Yeah, I can see that. Ma'am. Tap tap.
mm. 5 more minutes.
Ma'am, I need your ticket.
Oh, right. Well, let me just. One moment. And she starts digging through her bag and she eventually finds a crumpled up ticket and she's. I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure. Perhaps this is what you're looking for? This is a ticket, I assume? I was told.
Yes, that is a ticket.
Well, marvelous. Here you are.
Is it the right ticket?
Yes, it is.
Ma'am, are you like lost or something? Or
I don't think so.
Blair, you feel a
Unless-
tug on your coat.
Hmm.
And you turn around and you see the old woman.
Yes, ma'am? Yeah?
She asked where to stow her shield.
Yes, ma'am, I can see that.
We don't have a shield stowing place.
I know, ma'am. I'm gonna take care
I
of this.
told her
Why don't
that.
you... Thank you, ma'am. Why don't you go sit down, and I'm gonna take
I
care of
was
this.
it.
I'm gonna take care of this. I know refreshments should be coming in shortly.
Okay. Is that fur, or are you wearing like a weird dress?
No, it is fur.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Where were we?
Lysander, you heard all of that, by the way.
I apologize. Is there a problem with the ticket I've provided? I was assured
No.
that it would work.
No, it's the rat ticket, but you seem like you're a little out of place. Are you... Like, what's with the getup? Are you like one of those reenactors or something?
What do you mean get up?
You know.
Am I in the wrong train car?
No. No. But you're looking... Well, you're wearing armor, and you have a shield of all things.
Yes. Well, how else am I supposed to defend myself without my armor? Do warriors not wear armor here?
You're one of those. You're really into the immersion.
There's no water. We can't be immersed.
Okay, then. I don't get paid enough for this, so you have your ticket. You don't seem too much of a threat. So I hope you have a nice day, whoever you are, and goodbye.
Thank you, I suppose.
Blair, you walk as Blair says, you're not much of a threat. Blair, you kind of like knock into something that you kind of push back into place there. As a longsword is in view, but Blair is just out of sight for you.
Long sword.
Yeah. Not much of a threat. Lysandra, as you are kind of like perturbed by that awkward conversation. You see, as you're kind of like looking around, trying to kind of gather yourself, you go to kind of like just like look at the old woman on the other side, who is now making full eye contact with you and still knitting.
Hello, dear. Is there something I can help you with?
it heavy?
Not quite. I've trained quite a bit with it, so I'm used to it. It would be for you. And I mean no offense by that. We just all have our own strengths and weaknesses, and it's important to be aware of those.
Oh, no offense taken. Yeah, these frail arms can barely hold up these crocheting tools. Gosh, that is loud. Well, I'm Ethel.
Lysandra.
Is that hello from where you came from? Or that's your name? That's your name.
Yes, that's my name, yes.
Lysandra. Lysandra. That's pretty. You're pretty. You're tall.
Thank you. I am a bit tall. I'm actually not as tall as others where I come from, but I've noticed a shorter stance among this populace.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what brings you to wherever you're going?
Oh, I'm just trying to see the world.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go kill the Chancellor.
The what?
I'm just kidding.
I'm not even quite sure what you said.
Oh, the Chancellor.
Chancellor.
Oh, joke ruined if I gotta explain it.
Why would you
Chancellor.
kill the Chancellor?
Because he is running us into a fucking ditch.
In what ways?
Oh, well, just, progress for progress' sake. Out with the old, in with the new. Old people should die.
What?
I mean, he didn't say that, but it's like it's between the lines.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Progress.
shit. What have I been making? Sorry, what?
Progress can be good if it's done correctly. Progress is important, but progress is not of value if you don't take into account the past. You can't look to the future without understanding the mistakes of old.
Are you calling me a mistake?
No, darling, no. That's not what I meant.
Because I'm pretty good with this thing.
I can imagine you are.
Okay. I gotta start again. You screwed me up.
I apologize.
It's fine. So why's your hair all white? You secretly old?
I was born with it.
You don't have to lie to me. If you got it dyed, it's fine. Just, that's not that
What?
big of a deal around here.
Why would anyone dye their hair? Like you
I
dye
was
garments?
thinking about doing it. It's like
But
a
why? You
bright
have such
purple.
lovely silver.
Maybe to you, but to everybody else, it means it's time for me to die.
That's not right.
You're right. It is not right. You running for office?
I can't.
Why?
Well, I would assume there are certain requirements that must be met for your office, and I believe I am right in assuming that I certainly do not qualify.
Well, it's not my office, but
Isn't
Okay.
it? Is it not a diplomacy where you vote on such things?
Don't do that again. Oh. No. I mean, yeah. Sure. You know, I've heard that you and I are not the only politicians on this train.
Are there others?
Well, that's what that means when I say that.
Yes, quite. Would they be the ones failing to uphold the values that they purport a democracy should be?
I don't know. Story goes he's quite the looker.
Looking at what?
I assume anything that suits his fancy.
And this helps him as a leader?
I'm saying he's a hottie.
And that's
Like-
a qualifying facet for your leadership?
Yeah, of course it is.
Perhaps that's part of the issue you have in your democracy.
You keep saying your, and it
Our.
makes me feel good. Because it means there's a chance.
Why would he be? Perhaps.
I don't know. Probably, guarded by a bunch of, people that look like you, actually. Oh, is all this are you protecting him?
I don't.
I'm going to take
know
a
who
guess.
he is.
Does his name start with a C?
I am unaware.
I mean, his first name.
I do not know the name of
Am I close?
people I have not met.
Oh, you're good.
I'm good at a number of things, but I think we are on different topics now.
What the fuck am I making?
It looks like it could be a scarf if you... I'm not sure. I can't quite tell what you're trying to make, to be honest, but it's a lovely shade of yellows and oranges in that yarn.
It's yellow? I thought that was white. Okay.
Perhaps I'm just a little groggy. I did just wake up from a nap. I just have to rub the red dust out of my eyes.
It's no, it's probably me. It's the problem I got from getting yellow glasses. All right, well, maybe you go back there and see if you can take a look at him and swoop him up. You're a looker.
You said he's protected. Would not one of my...
Use your lady charms.
And how would
strut
that
your
help
stuff.
in a political conversation?
Maybe you're not ready for office. Oh, if I had your age and your height and that armor and that sword and that shield, man, I could take on anybody.
Huh.
What were we talking about?
Do you think it would help if someone discussed with him the problems with his current
Oh,
regime?
sure.
Is he
Yeah.
the one currently running this? He's the one in power, right?
No, not yet. No. Not where you from?
I'm from the south.
So am I.
Far south.
Like you came out of the ocean?
The free cities?
Which one?
Kiki doesn't know because I haven't seen a map of the
Do you want to? Do you want to roll a?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll
roll a history check.
a history check to see if I even know the names of the cities. Oh no!
No, then
That's a 5.
A 5. Cool. You got it.
The-
You cannot. 5 is so low. You cannot remember a single
Yeah.
like letter.
It's one of the smaller ones. Perhaps you wouldn't. You wouldn't know it.
Okay, ocean dweller. I see your tricks.
I'm just going to go.
Strut
yeah.
your crustacean ass back there.
Okay. I'm going to go now.
Okay.
And she's gonna stand up, and she's 6'2", but her boots are even lifted a little bit. So she probably has to kneel down a little as she gathers her sword and shield up. I think she puts the sword all across her back, but she holds the shield still kind of in front of her to like make sure she can scoot around and not bump into passengers as she wiggles her way in all her armor down the train car.
Beautiful. As you pass by Athos, bye, Lizzie. What? I messed it up again.
It's fine.
And you you check through the passenger door to the next train car. And with that, we're going to take our 10-minute break, everybody. So we'll see you guys in 10 minutes. And we are back. Timothy, as you are working on trying to kind of get Eli up to speed, I'd like you to give me a perception check.
That would be a 15.
Okay. With a 15, you hear a little bit of a like kind of a scuffle outside. Saloon doors kind of like banging open, and you see your old pal Rasa taking off, running towards what looks to be the pits.
I'm gonna run out and kind of yell out to him. Rasa, you need some help out there.
What was the guy's name who died? I missed it.
I totally forgot as well.
It was like Bobby.
I have Billy. Billy's the person that brought you there, but I totally forget who they said they got.
Brandon.
Brandon, thank you, Sarah, for the win.
Brandon's stuck in the pits. I might not be looking good.
I help you. And Timothy runs after. Eli, you hold the shop.
Okay.
I'll be
and
back.
Goes back to his doing. Cool. As you run out, Jericho, where do we see you right now?
I think Jericho is still very much in the stables. I think he is gone from his morning routine of picking up to, I think, just sort of sitting at the top level of it, staring at the window, probably watching for the Brasslight, watching the ongoings of the town from afar.
Okay. Yeah, I think you hear and see all of that as well. I don't think it would be necessarily in Jericho's nature to
He's not
follow or
running.
even ask for help.
No.
But Scott, I'm gonna message you something. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. Okay, cool. All right. We'll say this. Jericho, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Sure. That's an 11.
Okay, cool. With an 11, staring over, and we'll say while we're kind of like talking about this, what's on Jericho's mind right now? What is the focus here?
The focus on Jericho's mind is, I'm thinking about the blood on Timothy's hands, wondering why it was human, disturbed that I knew it was human just by the sight of it, and thinking about the thumping. Always the thumping.
Okay. Think about that. You notice Timothy didn't put his cart away. His carriage. Might be a nice thing.
Well, I don't want it to get messed up, so I'll go put that away from him. I know where he puts it. So I'll just slowly make my way back down the ladder, and knowing they're going to go help somebody else out, I'm going to go do a good deed for a neighbor.
Okay. You go and you sit up on the cart. Scott, we'll go with the first one. As you get on it, you are familiar with this horse. So you're able to kind of take it inside to basically where there's no overabundance of horses here, so it's pretty typical that I think maybe Timothy likes to park the cart just kind of like closer to where his shop is, but sometimes even puts it in the stables, especially if like there's like weathering or things like that. So it wouldn't be out of place for you to put it under cover.
I mean, might as well do it the whole way. So just take it. There's a little bit of an overhang by the side of the stables, and I'll just drive the horse right in there. Don't know the horse's name. I'm going to name it right now unless someone stops me.
Go for it.
Muriel. Driving the horse Muriel right into the stable.
I like it.
Right underneath of it, and I'm just going to whoa. All right, this will be good enough right here. Look around for anybody. Mage hand a little ruffle. Good job, girl. Way to go. All right.
So the thing is, you park the cart in a good spot for at least to be able to kind of get up and ride it. But what if Timothy had to get into the back of it for any reason to get something out or whatever? You're not entirely sure if you've gone a little bit too close to the wall. I mean, you can probably check by just seeing how far the door opens.
Yeah, I don't want to inconvenience them at all, so I'll just hop down a little bit from the shotgun position, and I turn the handle and I open the door, the carriage part of the car, and just look inside.
So you do.
Make sure I get in there.
So you do. There's a moment where you're not really sure what to expect. Is there a body back there? 2, 3? The first initial thing you get is the smell. It stinks in here, but it's not just bodily fluids or the irony smell of blood. It smells like something very familiar. You smell fear in here. Remnants of it. I don't imagine that Jericho is a curious man by any means. But maybe this provides answers to recent dreams you've had. To the thumping. There could be answers here. If you climb closer.
I take a step into the car, and I sit amongst it. I close the door, and I get up on the seats, my feet dangling, not touching the ground. I put my hand on my knees, and I just breathe it in.
Sound gives a soft, not really even a reverb or an echo, but you can hear the sound of your own breathing. In this box that you're resting in. This box that reminds you of coffin.
We're not going to think of that right now. We're not going to think of that right now. It's not what we're thinking about right now.
Similar to the coffins that you saw were carried off.
No. No.
Jericho, give me a religion check.
The 15.
That smell of fear. It's fair to say that whatever Timothy got involved in here most likely no longer breathes on the same material plane. So you learned something new today. The smell of fear lingers.
Having this knowledge, I get out of the carriage now. I shut the door behind me. I climb back into the spot in which I was directing the horses from. And I pull it right back to where it was before I moved it. Making sure after I have it back in the same position to go back and erase the tracks I made previously from the sand. So Timothy does not know I moved his things.
As you do, moving your foot like a snake in the sand. You notice something in the sand. A slip of paper.
I instantly look around to see if anybody's watching me.
This moment you look to the door where Eli could be and you don't see him. You hear the sounds of working, but no eyes on you right now.
I bend down really quick and pick it up. And then I sprint directly for the door to the stables.
We'll pause you there. Rasa and Timothy, as you guys are on your chase, running towards the pits. Billy is, those young legs are moving much faster. Rasa, I'd like you to give me a perception check with advantage.
That is 13.
13. Say 13, you notice that there is a crowd that is around the bowl, the outskirts that leads into the pits. It's all the workers, all of them that are supposed to be working that day. Not a single one of them are down there. But with 13, you can hear the sounds, screams, calls for help.
I push past everybody and rush in.
Timothy, do you follow?
Oh, I'm just a step behind.
Got it. I have a fun moment here where I'd like actually both of you to roll initiative for me.
God dang it. Okay. 9.
Okay.
That's a 14.
They 14. Timothy, as you and Rasa both kind of slide in. Rasa, you kind of hit a rock that you weren't able to kind of move out, and you feel your body kind of take a little bit of a tumble as you are on the ground. Timothy, no rock is getting in your way as you go down. As you go down, you see this incredibly large, disgusting creature, one that you've never really felt warranted all of this time and energy, as it is moving slowly, almost seemingly kind of enjoying the chase, as you see a small, well, not small, human-sized figure, small in comparison to this thing, trying to run for his life with what looks to be a broken leg. What do you do?
How far away is it?
I'd say it's about maybe 30 feet away.
So I'm going to rage, rush forward, and try to wrestle that thing to the ground.
You got it. You go and run up to this thing that is a large creature in mechanics' sake. You go to grab onto its arms and its legs. I would like you to give me an athletics check. Oh, God.
Do I have advantage during rage, correct?
Yes, you do.
Okay. That should do. I got a 22.
22. Cool. Awesome. This creature is actually... okay. So we'll say for the sake of the roleplay of this, he also got a 22, 17. So you are now in lock with this creature. Typically it would go to the player, but for the sake of the roleplay of this, you are now kind of like locked in step with this creature. Rasa, you actually go before this creature goes.
Okay, I'm gonna head towards Brandon, and I'm gonna try and grab him and pick him up. And then at the same time, through the ground underneath, Sidebiter is gonna come up and try and grapple this Ember back from underneath. You
got it. Very cool. As we see this creature kind of come up from underneath, do you want to describe what it looks like?
I mean, he's got big mandibles. He's size medium, so he's not as big as some of these other creatures that are walking around. But he's a mix between an ant and a spider. A smaller version of what is on here.
Yeah. So in other words, another Emberback.
Yep.
Beautiful. What do you want to do with this? With your?
I'm gonna have him help grapple.
You got it.
Yep.
We'll say, like roleplay wise, it just pushes over to that 22. So yeah, I think is able to grab grab the larger one and is able to push it on its back, where Rasa, it is weakest. Given that sense of like now's the time to go, you feel that you can either go and try to run back with Brandon or try to kill this thing here.
I trust Timothy, so I'm gonna run back with Brandon.
You got it. Awesome. Rasa, I would like an animal handling check, actually. And we'll call this a intimidation through your animal.
That is a nat 1.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. Cool. Story over. No. Beautiful. So Timothy, as you are, you guys have shared a lot over the years. Is there a chance that Rasa has shared this part of his life with Timothy?
He has, but to be honest, whenever he talks about Emberbacks, I just stopped paying attention. I never really understood why there was so much fuss about these stupid creatures.
I love that. Beautiful. So now, as you are, so we're taking that as the nat 1 there, as like when you see this creature helping. Timothy, you now have to like with one hand like try to fight back this thing and then grab the other one to like try to like block it as well. So I think the nat 1 is Rasa not really in an animal handling sort of thing, but telling his friend about everything, or maybe Timothy just understanding. I don't know. So with that, the creature is able to pull free from the grapple, and on its turn is going to go to run to rush to Rasa. Beautiful. Rasa, what's your AC? Sorry, I didn't get what you said. Rasa, what's your AC?
Oh, sorry, that thing to me. My AC is 14.
14. Cool. Awesome. Ironically, I rolled a 5, which I think does miss, because you guys are level 3, and that'd be crazy. So Rasa, as you're running, this creature immediately shadows over you and slams a claw down right where you would have been, as you kind of like stop in place just then. That is the end of its turn. Timothy, it's your turn.
Okay. After seeing that it went after Rasa, it's going to be no more. So I'm going to unsheath my longsword.
Okay.
And attack recklessly.
Okay. You got it. So the other thing you could like do, like, so thinking of the things of these with Emberbacks, this is technically a soldier. So they don't carry they don't typically carry the gene to be like leaving ignite to collect. However, they do share the same sort of qualities of other Emberbacks in saying that their most volatile area is their ass, which would be pretty much where any ignite would be stored. This is combat, but really it's kind of a role play style combat. So if you wanted to pull out your gun, you could.
I could, but he doesn't.
You don't want to. You got it.
No.
Beautiful.
No, it was just the first thing that I thought of is he went after Rasa. I'm going to help my friend and take this here sword and stick it in him.
Stick it in. Beautiful. Awesome. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
That's a 24.
Yeah, 24 hits. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw. And I'll say, Rasa, do the same for me if you would.
All right, 16.
16. Nice.
I got a 13.
13. Okay, cool. All right. Well, this is interesting. Okay. Timothy, as you stick the I'm gonna say, for the sake of like later on in the campaign, these guys are probably gonna be way more dangerous, but we want to do a first session sort of thing here. So I'm gonna say like your shield just happens to kind of like shoot out while you're doing this as well to kind of help you out a little bit. So as you stick your sword in this bug's ass, there is a massive explosion that shoots you and Rasa and Brandon outward. Timothy, you're going to take 14 points of explosion damage, force damage, I would say. Rasa, you take 7. But the creature's dead for sure.
As I'm flying through the air, I think what you're going to hear is, Rasa, I should have paid attention when you were talking about these bugs.
You attacked the worst place, but you got him dead. That's all that matters now.
Yeah, so Timothy, you slam into the wall. Rasa, you kind of like shoulder the blow in as you're trying to hold Brandon. I'm gonna say, actually, oh, this is tricky. Brandon was in your arms, and that's bad. I'd say they take half. So, as you, Ross, as you like kind of like smack into the wall, you look down and see that Brandon is unconscious, leg horribly mangled.
Okay, without anybody being able to see, I pump healing hands into him.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, there's a moment of just smoke. I mean, this is the desert, right? So like smoke, dust, debris, like
Yep.
you're hearing the shouts of like where is it? Where's did they both die forever? Did they explode? And there's a moment of respite there as Ross, as you healing hands bringing
Yep.
Brandon back to life. Oh, ow, ow. And I'm gonna say we'll pause you guys there. I told all these people no combat today. So, and of course, it's because I said it. Beautiful. Meanwhile, back at the Dust Bowl, Ophelia. Hey Vera, I'm on break. So what about you hook me up with one of those sarsaparillas? Vera goes, that's funny. Every time you come in here, what do you want that's not alcoholic? Oh, come on. It's just you and me. And Vera. Oh. Hello, Ophelia. As you see, Eli has come in from his break.
Well, hello, Eli.
And what's a pretty thing like you doing on this fine, beautiful, blonde morning?
Oh, the usual, just waiting around, seeing who's gonna come talk to me.
Well, takes the water that Bear's given him and scoots right up next to him. So, Ophelia, tell me, does the North have all the girls as pretty as you?
As far as the eye can see, Eli. I hate to break it to you.
I find that
Not
very
that
hard to
special.
believe.
What are you hearing today, Eli?
Oh, my boss is back, so that.
That Timothy?
Yeah, he's a real, and then looks at your face. Good guy. I like him a lot.
I do too. I didn't know he left town. Where did he go?
I never know.
Never says?
No, but maybe next time when he's gone,
Could ask.
maybe we can find out what you can come. You come check out the shop.
I could. I'd have to have a good
Oh.
reason.
Yeah. Oh, that buckle on your shiny purse looks like it might need a touch up.
I don't know. I think it's looking pretty good for right now, Eli.
Are you sure? Because I
But you
could
know
make
what?
it so that I could see my face in it.
I have heard you've got a birthday coming up. Are you gonna have a party?
Yes?
We'll make sure I get an invite.
Oh, you'd be the first. You'd be the first to get the. You get the first. Whew. Here, this is good. This is good water. So tell
Well,
me something about the north.
Something about the North that a young man like you would care about. Well, I already told you, there's lots of pretty girls,
Mhm.
lots of balls, if you like that sort of thing. A lot of jobs, if you're looking for one.
Yeah. I am human. I hear that goes well for me up there.
It does. It's a real plus.
And you're a human.
I am.
So
I
we're
don't
both
think that's the
humans.
only thing we need to have in common, Eli, but it is a good start.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll venture up there someday soon.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Madura? That's where I'm
I
from.
have too. What'd you say?
I said that's where I'm from, Madura.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought you said Medusa. It's a type of hammer.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Well, is Timothy wanting you back at the shop yet?
Oh, Timothy went off with Rasa somewhere. I don't know where. But, well,
You know,
How-
I could always use someone, run some errands here and there if you're looking for some extra pocket money.
I would run 500 miles for you.
It's very sweet.
Well, when are we leaving this trash heap?
I wish I knew, Eli. I really do.
You say the
But
word.
I promise I'd say goodbye before I leave. That I promise. I hate flirting with children.
Hey, for the record, everybody, Scott put me up to this. So, all right. Well, if you need
almost 17.
if you need that purse shined, which Vera coughs in her whiskey at that phrase. You just let me. Shut up, Vera. You just come on by.
Straight to you, Eli.
All right. Hey, Vera. Also, how are you? Vera just turns immediately and goes, "Go back to work." All right. And then he walks off. As he walks off, here it goes. Dumb as a brick. He'll be a beautiful man someday, but dumb as a brick.
Useful, though. I bet.
Man, if you were around here about 20 years ago, I would have a great job for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you had been up for it. Not so much anymore, though. Right, Kenneth? Ah! Right. Need a refill on that whiskey tea?
Just the tea, please. I'm going to take a little slower.
All right.
Probably have some lunch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Farah, do you have a back room? Something I could use sometimes? For a price. I'd rent it.
Oh,
Just a little office.
well, I mean, we have, at one point in time, this place was different. So, yeah, we have a lot of rooms a lot of empty rooms, of which you could borrow one, of course.
That would be lovely, just to have a little, it's a place to get away to. Maybe have some meetings.
Some meetings. Girl, are you trying to run a business in my saloon?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Because if you want it done right... I'm confused by you, Ophelia. How much... So you have no idea how much longer you're staying here? Oh, that's right. It's whatever Daddy says, right?
Well, based on my generous accounts and the new set of luggage, I think it's going to be a while.
On the other hand, generous accounts, you say?
I did say.
In that case, I have 3 rooms available for you.
That's lovely, Vera. Appreciate it.
Well, no one else is using them, so... Right, Kenneth? Ah! Hey! You. Oh, you don't have to go over to him if you don't want to. As Kenneth is calling you over.
Yes, Kenneth. I have to.
Vera shakes her head no, as Kenneth shakes his head yes.
I will walk over there slowly.
I ever tell you about that time that I was in the mountains and there was water everywhere? They talk about how the desert's all dried up, right? Nothing grows here. There's water in the mountains. Flows down like mist around everywhere. And it never comes down. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. You saw it.
Yeah, but you seem smart, educated.
When did you
What's
see
with
this?
the mist in the mountains?
When did you see that?
That was no longer than 20 or 30 years ago.
Honestly, Eli, I do not know.
And you
But
know
that's
what?
something new.
I was telling people then, and everybody just called me crazy. They called me Crazy Kenneth. Do you think I'm crazy, Kenneth?
I think you are creative and fun and thoughtful, Kenneth.
Creative Kenneth. Eh. How about crazy
go
old
after
Kenneth?
Crazy old Kenneth?
Crazy old Kenneth.
All right.
But I'm not lying about that. That's true. There was mist in the mountains. Ophelia, right? That's your name?
Mm-hmm.
Go find the mist in the mountains. The misty mountains.
I'm walking away and writing it down in my notebook right now, Kenneth. Misty Mountains.
That's my
Misty
favorite line
Mountains,
so far,
Misty.
is I'm walking away and writing it down now. All right, you do that. They're watching us.
I know. Believe
On
me. Now I know, Kenneth.
On
You're
the
not
pole.
crazy about that. I would really like to find one of those rooms. I'm really curious about Judge Steele and whether I have any kind of information that is, I don't know, would be helpful to know today as he's coming into town.
Beautiful. Walk me through. Vera opens the door for you. You see it is almost exactly like your own. As you see, there's a desk, there's a drawer, and a bed, and then a window facing out to the great red sea, which is the desert.
Sure. Wonderful. So I'll walk in. Are there curtains I can close, I hope?
There absolutely
On the
are.
windows.
Of course. Hello.
Yeah.
You know what this was 20 years ago. Yeah, of course there
Just
are.
making sure. Maybe there's lock the door, and then I'm gonna get out my bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Describe this bag to me. What does it look like?
So it looks like a satchel. As I had said, it does have some tooled leather on it. She's added some decoration of little spider webs with some couple of metal clasps that keeps it together, and a couple pockets in front for pens, papers, all that kind of stuff. When she opens it, it is deep and black. You don't actually see anything laying in the bag.
Beautiful. All right. As you reach into the bag, I would like you to roll me a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
$22.
Good start. Judge Steele, a member of the Court of Magistrates for the last 20 years, has been used as a diplomat to go to many other cities, specifically and notably based on your information. Also, I guess it should be worth saying, how does this information come out? Do you imagine there's a specific sort of way that?
I really just think that as she's thinking about names, the types of information she might want, it starts to just bubble up and appear in that bag so that she can actually just reach in and take it out and look at whatever comes up.
You got it. Yeah, Judge Steele seems to be, based on your notes that you find, a little bit more of the magistrate workhorse. There's a lot of positions in many areas of the office that is, we put you here so that you will do what we ask you to do. But in this case, it seems that Judge Steele is a little bit more in the eye of the lower class. Notably for a couple different reasons, even when he is bringing bad news. He is indeed Brassborn. Typically they have a little bit of a higher vitality for random stray bullets that might come their way upon hearing answers they didn't like. However, and this is the part that you see that's, we'll say, is maybe emboldened or in red or something. He has had a tarnished relationship with other Brassborn, and presents himself as a Brassborn that can thrive within Abravar's rigid industrial hierarchy. Behind the scenes, however, he has struck deals with certain other Brassborn engineers responsible for maintaining the brass line and the Ignite facilities. These deals ensure his protection and power in exchange for leniency in his rulings regarding certain work conditions and accidents. And the reason why Brassborn are okay to turn the other cheek to that is because they don't have to deal with those human-like difficulties and specifics. In exchange, it allows him to be able to come and go as he pleases. Not only, besides maybe major sort of court dates in Vracia, but he is free to ride the Brasslight whenever he wants.
Is there any sense in there of if there is trouble where he's at, who are the enforcers, who's protecting him?
Yeah. Well, what you do know is that most magistrates do come with some sort of posse, albeit considering his brassbornness is probably a light crew, probably no more than 2 or 3 people. In your assumption that the news that they would be receiving is possibly bad, looking at this could be a bloodbath.
Okay.
Anything else?
Is that, that seems to be the major payroll he's on. Anything else? Any dealings with the Hargraves?
No dealings with the Hargraves at all.
All right. I think Ophelia is struggling with. Does she need to? How much does she need to warn Raza, Timothy, these people of what they're walking into? Based on the conversation with Raza, they think writing a well-formed letter and presenting some logic to the North is really what's going to win the day. And she could just walk away, but seeing that boy, seeing Raza rush off to the pit, I think she needs to at least try to tell them what's probably coming.
At this moment, you hear a voice from downstairs. Wow. Second coming already. It's only been maybe 30 minutes. Wow, you guys look like shit. As you hear Vera from downstairs greeting. Some familiar faces.
All right,
We'll
I
say,
heard them,
let's say, Ophelia, as you lean over the deck, thinking strongly in the idea of what is the level of involvement here, because I could just say it's not my problem. You come downstairs to see Rasa and Timothy looking a little worse for wear. We'll pause you guys there. Back on the train.
You're muted.
Sorry, that was weird. So Blair, going from passenger to passenger on the train, I'd like you to give me an investigation check.
Investigation. 19.
19. Cool. The 19 is you're making your way, kind of walking through faces. You're noticing a couple of... You're getting a couple of takeaways from people. Surprise, surprise. There are a couple people on this train that are surprised that you are dressed in a conductor's uniform. You see an array of people that you imagine, based on their seeming species, that they are looking at you with a little bit of a look of disdain. Some of them, I'd say maybe a scattered few, are looking at them and kind of giving you like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, way to beat the system.
Blair doesn't really like either of those responses. She really just wants to get this foot in the door to her goals, and she doesn't want to be used for either side in this political debate.
Yeah.
So she's trying to ignore both reactions and do her job.
Beautiful. As you get to the last train car, you are you also passing Cody 1 and Cody 2, who are brassborn automatons. Actually, I should say specifically, not really brassborn automatons, and the idea they don't seem to have necessarily any sentience. Most of their conversations start with, "I know my look is alarming. Can I please see your ticket?" And that just happens over and over and over again. As you near the back passenger train, though, a figure steps in your way. I can assure you everyone in that train car has their ticket.
Well, that's not your job to decide, now is it?
Perhaps they didn't tell you. And if so, I recommend going back. What's his name? And go into Silas and tell him the situation. He must have forgotten to let you know.
No, he told me very specifically, check everyone's tickets. Now get out of my way.
You see 4 other people come up alongside him, all equally kind of dressed in the same way.
Do I recognize the type of outfits?
Ooh, roll me a history check.
Oh, it's gonna be a 7. Wait, history? Oh, even worse. That's gonna be a 5.
5? Okay. Actually, I would say if it's investigation, what would it be?
Investigation, it would have been a 7.
A 7. Okay, cool. Yeah, you do not recognize these outfits at all. I assure you do. You don't want to do this. Go ask your boss. And if he says no, he can come back down here himself and tell me.
He said very specifically, everyone, I have to check a ticket.
And I'm telling you to walk away.
Can I see your ticket?
Flashes a badge that with a 7 you don't recognize.
I said a ticket, not a shiny metal thing on your chest.
Oh, you must be new. That usually works.
I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to do my job, and I'm already up to here with it, dealing with people.
Blair! You turn around and see Silas. Yeah. Sorry, that's It's okay, everyone. We're fine. Blair, can I see you for a second?
As I turn around, my tail's just gonna whip that guy's in the face.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Tell me he's
Beautiful.
allergic to cats.
Roll. Beautiful. As you. What are you doing?
You told me to check everybody's ticket.
Yeah, you don't know who that is? Oh, Southerners. God damn it. Okay. Yeah. Everyone but the Brasslight guard.
So they work on the train as well?
They work on the train as well, yes.
Well, what about the person in the last car? I've still gotta check their ticket.
I'm telling you don't.
Well, who's in it then? Or is that above my pay grade?
Go ahead and roll your persuasion check.
Ooh, that's a little better. The persuasion... Oh no, it's not. An 8?
Who's in it? Who's in it? The King of Imea, player. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, you are good. I'm giving you less work. Just good job. Go back to the staff train.
Fine.
All right. Hey. You told me that your brother looks like...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a backseat.
All right, Blair. Well, why don't you tell me where he is? Because I only see one tabaxi on this train.
Like I said, I told him to stay in the staff carts.
There was no one in the staff carts. Blair, I need you to take care of this.
Fuck.
You start to head back. I'd say, are you in a hurry?
Yeah. I'm
Cool.
almost like Naruto running through the train.
You got it. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw. And Lysandra, give me the same.
Damn it, what is wrong with these dice? A 12?
There's nothing I can do to help this. 2.
2? Beautiful. You guys are... So, Lysandra, you're walking, but you're carrying a shield, and you're like, it's a train
I'm
also.
kind of like
so it's
crouch down a little, yeah.
yeah, you're
Aw.
kind of like... Blair, you are full on running. There is a flash of sunlight that just kind of peeks over the ridge of something, right in the perfect timing of you running smack dab into Lysandra. Both of you guys kind of topple to the floor. Actually, no, because I really like this. Lysandra doesn't fall at all. It's just Blair.
19 strength, yeah.
Yeah.
My nose!
Yes, you did run into a steel shield. It tends to do that when you run full force into it. Are you okay?
No! You almost broke my nose!
Well, you were running rather recklessly through the train. You could have ran into a child or an old lady. You're lucky you ran into me and didn't injure one of your passengers.
Have you seen a tabaxi on any of the cars you've just passed?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna, Is it tabaxi a social class I'm unaware of?
You're kidding me, right?
I assure you, if I was joking, you would know.
You know, a tabaxi, like me, but more furry. Like a cat.
I've seen no such cats on this train.
Were you like. Did you like get loose from a hospital or something?
I haven't been hospitalized for several years. I'm in excellent health.
Ugh. I need you to come with me because clearly you are not all there in yourself and you may not be great right now. Actually, no, you're going to slow me down. Can you promise me
I can
just.
move out of your way. Of course, of course. Please,
The
yes.
idea of Blair getting knocked down and Lysandra being totally fine, and Blair going, "There, you must hit your head." It's really funny. That's great.
It steps aside and just gestures for Blair to continue running.
Yeah.
You know what? You're my boss's problem when you get there. Oh, and I wouldn't go to the back cart dressed like whatever you got going on. There's some really pissed off people there already in a bad mood.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Perhaps I can lighten their mood.
I
No one should
highly
know
doubt
about their
that.
bad mood.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Blair, you go running forward. Lysandra, you're
Not my
walking
problem
back.
right now.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's great. You guys are killing it. If that hasn't been clear, you guys are all killing it.
I'm gonna keep going towards the back.
Yeah. As you go
gonna go
towards
kill
the
Chancellor.
back, you see another figure. Well, first off, you see Silas going, "So sorry about that. Yeah, she's new. Yeah, tabaxis. What are you going to do?" Turns around. Oh, excuse me.
Of course.
And walks forward. As you walk up, I assume you walk up. Same thing happens, but another figure kind of comes up and goes, "Sorry, ma'am. This area is off limits." And then you see the other figure gets up and goes, "No, it's all right, Joan. I got this." Hello there.
Hi. I was told there was a representative on this train, and I was wondering if I could discuss some concerns I had about him from his constituents. It's hard, I can imagine, for an individual of his stature to get around a bit, and well, I was curious about your ways and figured if there was anyone to ask, someone of his status would be the best.
Well, I can't say I understand the backstory, but let me go talk to him.
Greatly appreciate that, sir.
And then goes goes in the back and shuts the door. Lysandra, roll me an insight check.
Oh god. Oh god. What's with my dice? That is a natural 1 for a 3.
Yes, love it.
We are not rolling today, guys.
Lysandra, what you see, I'm going to tell you what you see, and then you can tell me how insight works in this. You see there are several figures on this part of the train that have heard this conversation, and you see a mixture of a couple things. You see a couple of kind of leers and sort of like scoffs in your direction. You see an old man that is actually craning his neck behind his seat to be looking at you, and then gets a full pocketbook in the back of the head from his wife. And then you catch a wink from a older but distinguished looking gentleman. Just,
I think she doesn't. How do I say this without saying it? She doesn't pick up on why they are all acting like this,
Yeah.
obviously, with a natural one.
Yeah.
But I think she just kind of, smiles and nods at each of them. And then for those who leer, she just like gives an extra big, warm smile, like, oh, they must be having a bad day. And she'll like, if there's one like really close to her, if they kind of leer at her a little, I love your dress, or something, like compliment them, just try to make their day a little better with small compliments. And
yeah, I think the woman that you say, I love your dress, and she goes, thank you.
truly, it suits your figure so well.
Okay. Kiki, roll me a luck roll.
What color is it? God fucking knew it. It's a 7.
Okay, cool. I think it was pretty high. I think it was probably like a 15 anyway. So, well, the door opens. Well, I'm sorry to say the possible interested party is unavoidably detained with business at the moment.
That is unfortunate, but I can understand the responsibilities of a leader. It's a shame, though. He has such close proximity to his people, and he spends it locked away in that room, rather than consider their woes and concerns.
I tried to voice my awareness of your point of view. But hey, politicians, can I help you back to your seat?
Oh, yes. That would be so kind of you.
There's a moment here where if Lysandra, if you weren't wearing all your armor, there would be a possible spot where he could offer his arm and like take it, and like so there's a moment of like awkwardness of like recognizing, nope, we're not gonna fit both in here, we can't do that. As he
How tall is he, can I ask? Because she's like 6'2" before the shoes, so she's easily 6'3 and a half, 6'4" right now.
Yeah, I think he's probably like well, let me roll for it. Yeah, cool. He's like 5'11".
Okay.
Yeah. So not like crazy short, but well, technically he's above normal height. But yeah, guides you back to your seat, and goes, the name's Saul, by the way.
Lysandra, it was a pleasure to meet you, and I'm sorry I did not get to meet with your boss. I would have loved to have a discussion.
Yes, well, it is unfortunate. Can I... Looks back at the back of the train. You mind if I keep you company for a while? It's rather boring with all the boys back there.
I would enjoy it immensely. I haven't had good company in a while. No offense, Ethel. I do enjoy your company, but
Yeah,
your scarf is hard work.
Meanwhile, Blair, you run to the staff cart. You see Cody too there, looking up at you and starting to say, apologize for my appearance. Can I...
Like I said before during training, I don't care what your appearance is. Have you seen another tabaxi, full tabaxi, on the train?
Yes.
Where? Known. Half. No fur on face.
Yes.
Where?
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the question right now.
Ugh. I can't believe I was mesmerized by you for the first day of training, but now you're just a frickin' pile of bolts that can barely hold together a sentence.
Blair, like looking all around, what would you like to roll to try to figure out where your brother went?
Can I remember where, like, the bar is? Because he may be going to the bar.
Oh, you passed by the bar. Remember, you went from the back of the train to all the way to the front of the train.
Can I see if there's, like, a shed of hair? Like, since we're in hot heat, our hair is shedding?
I like that. Roll me an investigation check.
That's so much better. That's going to be a 17.
17. Sarah, you know where he went. As you go to the side window of the cart, you notice a tuft of orange fur right where the window is that was similar to the window that Silas opened.
Is he on top of the train? Leo, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm just going to climb out the train and go on top as well.
You got it.
And I'm going to put on my gloves.
Beautiful. Yeah, as you get out on top of this train, all of a sudden it is so much louder out here.
And I pull my goggles down so that way I'm not getting sand in my eyes.
Beautiful. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Yeah.
That's perception. That is going to be a 22.
22. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. With a 22, you do not see your brother anywhere at this moment right now.
Not on the train at all?
Not where you are right now, which is at the front of the train.
I'm going to run to the back. I'm going to run to the back.
Okay, cool. Give me I would say if you're running, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Can I say, since I'm using the claws to try to keep using the magnets to keep myself from...
You certainly can. I won't make you roll anything for that, but then you're not running. Does that make sense?
I need to run. Let's use the metal dice. Oh, that's a natural 20, so that's... What was it again I'm rolling?
Fuck yeah. Nope, nat 20 is nat 20, baby. When you are... tell me what it looks like with Blair running on top of this moving train going somewhere between 60 to 70 miles per hour right now.
At first, she's running like a human, and then it starts to Naruto run, but then she's doing a cat run. So that way she can have the claws to magnetize, deactivate, jump.
Yeah. I like it. Awesome. Beautiful. Cool. You are running. Go ahead and give me an initiative roll, please.
8.
I'm going to say you have advantage on this because of your nat 20.
I have a question. With a human-sized cat bounding on top of the train, would you be able to hear that in the train?
That's a good point.
I
think
or is it blended in with the sounds of the train?
We'll say for all of the passengers on board, none of the passengers on the board really seem to notice it. Lysandra, give me a perception check.
Oh god, I'm so bad at these. 9. 9.
Okay. A drink cart just passes by as Saul goes. Oh, 2 whiskey sours, one for me and then one for the lady.
Initiative was 16 now.
I've never had whiskey.
You are full of surprises, Lysandra. Yes, 2, please. And there's just like a knock right when there's like runs by. Cool. 17 beats my initiative. Cool. So
No,
as
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Roll again.
Oh.
Straight roll this time.
That's gonna be an 11.
Okay, you got it. With an 11, as you are nearing towards the back there, first of all, you're running through all the passenger carts, and this is the basically all you were taught about was to worry about the passenger cars and where everybody is supposed to be, and to check their ticket, and to just look and smile and just do what you're told. That's it. You are not really ever taught how to handle anything beyond that. So as you are passing by, going now to the like freight cart sort of areas, you still haven't seen Leo. And so as you like see like going back to the freight car sort of things, I'll say go ahead and give me a perception check as you get there.
That's a natural 20 for a 23.
Beautiful. You see Leo in the inside one of the other freight carts, in the window, and behind him with a nat 20. Behind him, you see a crate that says "extremely volatile." Danger, extremely volatile. With a nat 20, you see him looking like he is trying to like dial in something that he's like holding in his hands. It looks like it's like some sort of like computing device from your angle.
Can I jump into where they're at?
You certainly can. I'm going to ask you right now, do you jump in?
I'm going to yell, Leo!
Okay, I like that just as well. I like it when the dice do what I want them to do. It's so fun. You see Leo, like look up at you, like shocked, right as the train kind of like does a like little like sort of movement of like that, and you see him drop the device in the air near the crates. As you are yelling this, and first off, it's you're yelling in like the wind blowing and all this stuff. You see him like look at you wide-eyed, wider than he's ever like you've ever seen his eyes before. Scramble out the door and go, Blair!
What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck did you just do?
What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck did you just do? Go, 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 go! And
no,
starts.
What the fuck?
Starts to like cramp, like starts to kind of like try to drag you with him as he's now on the roof, trying to drag you back. You see he also has some sort of like magnetized sort of boots on him. As he's, go, come on, we gotta go.
No,
fuck,
I stop
fuck,
and
fuck,
say,
fuck, fuck.
Leo, what the fuck did you just do?
Do you want to die? Do you want to
No.
die?
Are you... Leo?
Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. This was supposed to happen way later. Come on. Come on. As you were both running on the train, I'm going to ask for another dexterity saving throw. I'm going to say you have advantage because of those nat 20s you've been nailing.
Mm-hmm. Both are bad. What was it? A dexterity?
Yeah. DC 12.
An 11.
Okay. I like it. You know what happens next. As you both are running, you see in this moment, Leo is like grabbing onto you, like, Blair, we gotta go. You fucked it up. You fucked it all up. Come on, you gotta go. And you see him slip and grab onto you. Blair, as you are caught by your brother, who is now hanging over the side of the, I'll give you this, hanging over the side of the Brasslight. You are barely able to hang on. You can feel your grip slipping. You have two options. Get your brother off of you, or fall with him.
I think Blair's just like, in my head, it's like "Long live the king" kind of moment.
Okay, you're gonna drop
No,
your
no,
brother?
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no.
What are you
In
gonna
my
do?
head, she's just looking at him pleadingly, like, "What the fuck did you just do?" And it's like trying to hold on to him, but she doesn't want to die with him, and she's like, "I'm sorry," and let's go.
Okay. All right. You see, I'm gonna do this. Okay, cool. There's a moment here as you are flying on this train. And as you are scared for your life, you could die here. This could be it. It wasn't your fault that you got here. Right? I mean, you were just trying to make it forward. Trying to get closer to a place where you could be accepted as a member of a society of intelligence. That's why you left home. Do you really deserve this? Is this your fault? As you contemplate this, you look at your brother, who is holding on to you, eyes wide. What do you say as you let go of him?
She just says very softly, "I'm sorry. Let's go."
You don't hear a noise. You don't hear anything. The sound of the train has disappeared. And there's a moment, I think. I'm going to ask this. Does Blair feel immediate remorse or immediate relief?
I would say she does feel guilty, remorseful
Not-
that
I'm saying like in this moment right now. Like not later, not like am I a bad person, that sort of thing. Right now.
she's gonna like bury that and put that away. No, not at this moment.
You feel relief.
Yeah.
There's a moment. You feel yourself kind of crawling back to the train. Getting all the way back to where the workers are. You drop down through the window. Cody 1 or Cody 2, who the fuck knows, looks up at you. I apologize for the appearance of my face, but and Blair, for a moment you recognize you don't ever have to say your brother was anywhere. For a second, you're free. You're free from whatever familial entanglement that brought you to this place. You don't have to worry about that. The only person that watched you walk out of the train is a dumb robot that can only say like 10 sentences. And then you remember with sudden horror. What was he holding? And with that, we'll end tonight's session. See you guys in 2 weeks.